Welcome to the second instalment of Students Almost in Broad. This week we have Tom Osborne. Not many of you may know this, but Tom's actually heading over to Oxford in September. So congratulations, Tom, and thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks very much, Con Man. It's an honour to be here, and I loved the last episode.
Yes, Nick's always good. Cheap laugh, isn't he? Firstly, would you just be able to tell us a little bit about what's happening over in Oxford?
Yeah, mate. So luckily, I've been a part of this great club. One of the best things about this club is that it has huge brains like Nicholas de Crepney, as you all saw last week. And, you know, huge role models like that gave me the idea of trying to push myself to my academic frontier, and did my degree at Sydney Uni, and I applied to go over Oxford. So at the end of this year, I'm going to go study there for 2 years, which is big because I know there's been a lot of amazing people, far smarter and probably more talented than me, go over there from Sydney Uni as well. So yeah, I'm really excited. It should be good.
That's amazing. What are you studying over there, Tom?
Economics, which is also what Nick de Crepney studied. So
that is what Nick studied as well. It took him about, I think, 6 years to get through a 3-year undergraduate degree, but he got there.
Exactly.
So I guess barring Nick DC, you're obviously the smartest player at SUFC. Do you think you're going to be the smartest player over there at Oxford?
I actually think Charlie Grumblerod Hancock is the smartest player at SUFC for a number of reasons, just because
I agree with that, actually.
He's the funniest person. And look, will I be the smartest person in Oxford? Hell no, absolutely not. But it'll be fun, and I think I'll have some good sources of cultural exchange, which I can show, hopefully, some people, which should be fun.
Definitely. And you were a student at St Paul's back in 2017. I believe you started at St Paul's, so you're pretty familiar with the college sort of setup and environment. Would you be able to take me back to, I guess, O Week 2017, your best memory in O Week, and do you think it's going to be pretty similar over there at Oxford?
They were great times, Con Man, as I'm sure you yourself going through similar times that John's would know.
Yeah, great times.
And the best thing about it, I think probably similar for you, was that I started at the club like in December or January before I actually started at uni and before I started college. So I knew a few people. The first person I remember doing a hill session with, it was Carter, Cal Buckling, and Peter Fennick. Yeah. And he strode in with like these tiny little shorts on and his singlet. And he goes, "Hey, mate, how are you, Pete Fennick?" Anyway, I got to know Pete.
No doubt Tom Carter would have been yelling out at him, "Worst tips in the club, Fenwick."
Exactly right. And nothing about how fat and close to diabetes I was either. So that's good. But, you know, I met Pete. I met Guy, who's always really easy to get along with, obviously, and not abrasive.
For everyone. Yeah.
Exactly. And anyway, so when I got to college, I knew a few friendly faces, which you'd think would be good, but in some ways it was a little bit more challenging for well, they like to take you under their wing, let's say. But no, look, they were some of the best memories of my life because it was a great young time and it was a good environment where you had big leaders like Guy and Pete and others there. So it might be a bit different in Oxford because I might not know as many people, let's say, although I will be playing footy with the club. So who knows, there might be a similar situation, but I don't think it might be their bunches.
No, definitely. And obviously, look, with what we're wearing, your background, it's obviously Japanese week on the show this week. So I'm pretty interested to hear about, you were a member of the tour to Japan. So I'm pretty interested to hear about that. What were, firstly, who was the best on ground on tour and why?
It's a great question, Con Man. And
I'm full of them.
Actually, this outfit, Daniel Paletto actually designed with the help of Jock Capel, who's a cultural virtuoso, obviously.
Two of the greats.
Designed, exactly. He's one of the greats. He designed this kimono. And I actually borrowed this from Declan Declan Moore, who absolutely loved Japan. And he's definitely in the top 3 contenders for the best and worst on field and off field for Japan. But look, who was the best? I've got to be honest. David Haig was a complete asset. Like he has the largest hands in the universe, and especially in Japan.
Yeah.
He gives great handshakes. He's just a weapon at admin logistics. He went and played over in Japan, so he just knew this towering 6'8" David Haig would go and talk to these small Japanese men and women, and He'd just nail it. He'd get the logistics going. He'd tell us where to be. He'd sort out sticky situations. So honestly, he was a complete weapon. And he loved rank, weird Japanese foods that we all tried. So honestly, on Hodgie as well was gun as well, to be honest.
David Hagen, Michael Hodge. They outdid the players. That's always good. And then there was one other question I had in relation to Japan. So I wasn't on the tour, but I did hear that you may have fallen in love over there in Japan. And I was just curious if you were still in contact and if she would be going to Oxford with you.
Look, I didn't fall in love over there, actually, and I don't know what you're referring to, but I know Declan Moore did fall in love with one, I can't remember her name. She helped us find a place for us to have. After our first game, we wanted, because obviously part of the tour was to be convivial and to have some fun, as well as learning about the joys of a different culture. Yeah. And so this young lady came and basically took an interest in Declan Moore, because after our game, he was obviously a large, gorilla-looking fellow and quite different from the average Japanese man.
Yes.
And she came and they basically created a special bond that to this day I think still has not been broken. And I would not be surprised if, I can't remember the name for the life of me. Yeah. I think she was involved with Meiji University. I think to this day, I wouldn't be surprised if Declan is still messaging her to this day.
Definitely. Now, I just wanted to do a little pop quiz with you. Obviously, you're going to England, but it's Japan week, so let's do Japan. De Crepney led the way last week very well. So I've got a couple of questions here. We'll start off with, what is the current capital of Japan?
I think it's Tokyo.
Correct. Nick couldn't get that for France, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, that's a tough one though, because he's not going over there.
True. Now, this is a bit more of a cultural question. So which quarter in Tokyo is known for the colourful and vibrant street fashion? I can give you three options.
Yeah.
Is it Teneri, Ichigaya, or Harajuku? Those pronunciations may be off.
Well, I'm pretty sure Joe Schwager was Pat Calavassi as well was our word of the day person at Japan. Yeah. So he would have told me all of these words. He's actually fluent in Japan. But I'm pretty sure it's Harajuku. Is that right?
It's incorrect. It's Teneri.
Oh, sorry. That's Pat Calavassi's fault then.
Yeah, not your fault. What is the traditional dress of Japan?
I think Jock Capel had a different idea as to what the traditional dress of Japan was, but I don't want to offend anyone. I'm pretty sure it depends on, sumos don't wear much clothing, but is it like a kimono?
It is, correct, the kimono.
Okay, good.
Now the next one. Which sacred animal can you find wandering in the Nara Park?
Hamish Dunbar.
Look, not far from the mark, but it's a deer.
Okay.
Now, we'll go with one more question. When was the last time when Mount Fuji erupted? I'll give you three options. So A, it has never erupted. B, in 578. Or C, in 1707.
They were big years, both of those, 578 and 1707, as you know.
Big years in history.
And so it would be hard, given everything that happened in both of those years.
Yeah.
It might have just fallen into the background. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Can I have a clue or no clue?
Look, I'd feel like I'm doing Nick de Crepney an injustice as I didn't give him any clues last week. So, look, I'll give you a clue.
Guess.
It has erupted. So it's either 578 or 1707.
Perfect, as I thought. Okay, look. Yeah. Given that Japan isn't that backward around Mount Fuji, i.e. there's a big city there, I'm going to think it was a long time ago, 578.
Oh, it was 1707.
Oh, bugger.
Oh, no. So look, Tom, thank you so much for coming on the show. everyone wishes you the best of luck over at Oxford. We're going to miss you dearly because you've been having an absolutely stellar season on the field. It's been great to see you play some of your best footy. And yeah, look, sure, you're going to kill it over there. And can't wait for you to come back, play for the students again, maybe in more of a sort of senior role, mentoring some of the younger players to the club, and sending some other students over to Oxford in the future. But yeah, thanks so much for coming on the show, and hopefully we can catch up before you go over in September.
Couldn't agree more. Thanks, Con, man.
Thanks, Ozzy.